All right, hey, welcome everyone to a brand new episode of Spoilers, Recap, and Results. I am your host, Pop Culture Junkie. I am screaming a little bit because I am surrounded by thousands and thousands of insane wrestling fans outside Minute Maid Park. I've got tons of people driving and walking and skipping and running and all sorts, carrying all types of merch, steel chairs, popcorn cups, and collectible drinking cups, and other kinds of swag they picked up at the arena. And holy crap, it was an experience. Got to go to my first local Royal Rumble, as in first one here in Houston, and they previously had a Royal Rumble here in 1989. Actually, I wasn't even living in Houston. I don't think I was even living in Texas in 1989. But that's when they had the Royal Rumble here last as a pay-per-view. They had one in San Antonio 2 years ago. I was very fortunate to attend. I didn't like the end. I'll be honest, I was extremely nervous during this show. A lot of moments really just had me on the edge of my seat, and not for good reasons, because I really thought they were going to do some really, really stupid decisions. So, yeah, as you can tell, I'm a little wired, a little tired, and I think I did a little bit of a come down moment, because I got super excited and then I got super mad. Then I got super excited, then I got super mad. But I will say this, the Royal Rumble, amazing pay-per-view to go to live. I recommend that one over any pay-per-view, except maybe WrestleMania, because WrestleMania is just an amazing show. But man, this show was great. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. The live audience was great, was heavily invested, and they were entertained, and they were enjoying things, and they were really being vocal when you did not do something that was going to meet with their approval. I'm going to try to remember everything that happened real quick. So we're going to do this recap, review, and spoilers. So if you haven't seen the Rumble, you didn't watch it, you might want to go check it out, and then come back and check out the review. So starting off, whenever I got to the arena, I managed to get here at a great time. I got my seat, got a thing of nachos, and I was good to go. The ring was set up kind of like around second base, because it's inside of a Minute Maid Park, which is a baseball field, baseball arena. So that was interesting, and I like it looks different. I think they did one at a stadium in Arizona a couple years ago, the Rumble, a few years ago. I can't remember which one, and they had them come out of the dugout for the entrance, and I liked it. They did that same thing here too. So starting off, when I got there, they did the kickoff show, 2-hour long show. I didn't listen to it because I didn't have the network on my phone playing. I wanted to make sure I could live tweet, so I was live tweeting. If you don't know, Pop Culture Junk 2 is my Twitter handle. You can follow me on there. All right, so we go to the kickoff, and I know the people on the panel at one point were Booker T, David Otunga, Coach, and Charlie Caruso. And I'm not sure if it was Charlie or Coach that was in charge of it. We had a couple of moments where R-Truth came out in the entrance ramp area, cutting a promo saying he was going to be in the Rumble, and he said, no, I'm not going to be in it, whatever. Okay. I'll tell you right now, he was not in the Rumble. So yeah. And also, real quick, we did not get any shenanigans with the 24/7 title. I was surprised. I really thought, since they were doing something with Mojo, he might be an entrant in the Rumble, and then at some point gets eliminated, and then somebody tries to pin him something, but we didn't get any of that. So during the kickoff, we have Sheamus against Shorty G. That was our opening match of the night. It was okay. The crowd seemed to get a little bit behind it. In the end, of course, Sheamus hits a bro kick and gets the win. Okay, first match back, gonna win. Next up, we had Andrade Cien Almas with Zelina Vega. She was looking amazing. He faced Humberto Carrillo because Humberto showed up in a Rey Mysterio mask last minute on Raw, and so he gets a U.S. title match at a Big 4 pay-per-view. That makes sense. Andrade rolls him up for a 3 count. It was okay. A little bit of flippity-doo stuff, but nothing really wow that stood out. Next matchup was just going to the main show. The main show starts with Roman against Baron Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Now, first of all, let me mention this. At the beginning of the main show, after the 2-hour kickoff show, we still only had about maybe 60% of, I would say actually opposite. We had about 60% of the floor seats were still empty. So a lot of folks are still getting food, drink, souvenirs. Maybe they're still trying to find parking. I don't know. They were wandering around the concourse of the Minute Maid Park area, just to be like, I'm not interested in anything until later. So it just seemed rarely not full yet. So anyways, so we go to the opening matchup on the main show, Baron Corbin against Roman Reigns. They fight all over the place. They fought all around the outside ring area, and really they fought around the entire field area. So if you had the Minute Maid Park baseball field set up, that's where they were fighting. They had a couple of moments where they were fighting, and they both got put through tables. Another little moment where... So they had porta potties set up out in the outfield area of the floor, where people that sit in the floor seats could just go to the porta potties instead of going to the real restrooms. So that's convenient. But at one point, of course, they used one of them in the match where Roman throws Corbin inside one and then tips it over. But when Corbin comes out, he's clean as a whistle. It's like the cleanest porta potty ever. You'd think he had the blue stuff on him or something, or crap, but nope. Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode come in to help out Corbin, but then the Usos show up and they do some spot fest moments, and then finally Roman shows up again to Superman punch and help his cousins, or what are they related to. We end up on the dugout area, the actual dugouts, and Roman spears Corbin on top and gets a pin. 1, 2, 3. It was okay. It was just your normal spot fest Roman match. Okay, it didn't do anything else for me. We then have the Women's Royal Rumble match. That's next. And I was really hyped up for this. I had high hopes. And honestly, they didn't disappoint for the most part. I'll say that. So number 1 comes out. It is Alexa Bliss. Number 2 is Bianca Belair. That was a great start off. I really liked that. We had NXT versus main roster right away. That was awesome. Next up, we had Mighty Molly Holly, number 3. Number 4 was Nikki Cross. Number 5 was Lana. She came out talking smack to the Houston crowd on the microphone. Next out to the ring was Mercedes Martinez. And then we had Liv Morgan at number 7. And she eliminates Lana. That's our first elimination. Next up, we have Mandy Rose at number 8. Number 9, we have Candice LeRae. Mandy gets thrown out over the top rope, and we all thought she was eliminated, but then the camera comes around to the side of the ring where she had been, eliminated on, and we see that Otis has laid himself on the floor, and he basically had Mandy, land on him. He bench presses her up. She stands on top of him, and I think any man on earth would be like, fine, you can stand on me, Mandy. And then she gets back in the ring and continues. Then we see that Mandy gets eliminated again a little bit later, and Otis catches her just like he did on SmackDown, and then Sonya Deville is on the outside of the ring apron, and I forget who hits Sonya, but Sonya goes flying. I really thought Otis was going to catch Sonya and hold on to Mandy and put them both in, but he fell. That was too much for him to handle with the Sonya flying on top of him. We had Candice LeRae at number 9. Number 10 was Sonya Deville. Number 11, Kairi Sane. Number 12, Mia Yim. Number 13, Dana Brooke. Number 14, Tamina. She lasted less than a minute and barely any response from the audience. Number 15 was Dakota Kai. Number 16 was Chelsea Green. She eliminated Dakota Kai, and then she was immediately eliminated herself by Alexa Bliss. Then we get down to Alexa and Bianca are the only two in the ring. So we're back to the first two that started the matchup. But then Bianca eliminates Alexa. So Bianca Belair is alone in the ring, and here comes number 17, Charlotte Flair. Charlotte comes in. Next we have number 18, Naomi has returned. Big pop for her. She comes out with a giant afro. I think she had dreads last time, something like that, right? Or braids or something. I don't think she had a big afro. Number 19, Beth Phoenix. And I kid you not, the people all around my area that I was sitting, as soon as Beth Phoenix makes her entrance, you hear the rumbling of, oh my gosh, does that mean somebody else is going to make a surprise appearance in the men's rumble? Oh my gosh, we'll get to that, but that's just like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Number 20 is Toni Storm. Number 21, Kelly Kelly. Number 22, Sarah Logan. Number 23 is Natalya. Natalya and Beth Phoenix hit a double powerbomb on Charlotte. That was a nice spot. Number 24 was Xia Li. Number 25, Zelina Vega. Number 26, Shotzi Blackheart from NXT. Then number 27, Carmella. She had a nice pop. 28 was Tegan Knox. 29 was Santina Marella. Yes, Santina, if you remember 10, 11 years ago, whenever we had the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal at WrestleMania 25, Santina won the Battle Royal for the women. And this is 2020, where we're pushing all the women are now champions and main eventers, and we're just sending everything back again. It's like, what are we doing here, people? This is not moving forward. This is taking one step forward, two steps back. Just crazy. I did find it funny that Santina came out to Billy and Chuck's music. If you remember the "You Look So Good to Me," you remember that? Okay, when Billy and Chuck were a tag team back in 2003. Santina had his own music and whatnot. I don't remember what it was, but yeah, that's the music they chose. A lot of people laughed and found the humor in the Santina thing, but I also saw a lot of people not liking it. They thought it was kind of humiliating, because if you don't know who Santina is, by the way, I did not mean to skip over that. Santino Marella is a male wrestler, and he dressed up as a woman so that he could go into the Miss WrestleMania Battle Royal at WrestleMania 25. And then they did a long storyline with him and Beth Phoenix. And they did a little moment with Beth Phoenix. By the way, Beth Phoenix, midway through the Rumble, after she'd been in there, she was off to the side of the ring for a little bit, and you saw some of the refs putting gloves on, and they had towels. She cut her head at some point, and I wasn't able to see it from my point of view. Someone on Twitter let me know that apparently she hit her head on one of the LED turnbuckle posts, and when you finally saw her back in the ring, the whole back of her hair is covered in red. So she was bleeding pretty well. They were able to stop it, but her hair soaked it up, pretty much. But she continued on. She had a lot of stuff still to do in the match, so she was like, I'm still in this, so here we go. That was not the last of little injuries that we saw tonight, though. So then 30 comes around, and I'm expecting it to be Ronda or someone else, and I was very happy. It was number 30, Shayna Baszler from NXT, former two-time NXT Women's Champion. Huge pop. People went nuts when they saw Shayna Baszler coming out. We get to the match. She's in there. We get down to Shayna Baszler and Charlotte Flair and Beth Phoenix. Those were their last three in the match. Beth Phoenix gets eliminated. We're down to Charlotte and Baszler, and Charlotte eliminates Baszler, and Charlotte wins the Royal Rumble. I was not happy about that. How many times is Charlotte going to get these spots to be in these main event matches, and you have all this other talent ready to be up in those spots as well? I don't get it. I just think Charlotte's a little overrated because of her name. It's just, it gets a little tiring after a while. So after that, we go to the SmackDown Women's title match. That's a hard follow. It's a hard thing to follow, a Rumble match. But we have Bayley defending her title against Lacey Evans. This match, to me, never got going. It just never got any momentum, and it just lacked any kind of real heat. And we didn't see Sasha. Sasha wasn't there, so we didn't have any outside interference, anything like that. In the end, it was a real weak ending, too. Becky's laid out on the apron. Well, first of all, before that, we get a little moment again with Lacey Evans and her daughter and her husband. They're ringside, and at one point, Bayley's trying to beat up Lacey, and then Lacey gets her a little bit of a comeuppance on Bayley in front of her daughter and whatnot. But it didn't really do anything else for the match. So anyways, in the end, we have Bayley laid out on the mat in the ring. Lacey Evans is on the second turnbuckle. She jumps up to the top turnbuckle backwards and then goes for a moonsault, but Bayley gets her feet up, and then she just pins Lacey. It was a very anticlimactic. There was no all of a sudden finisher or nothing. It was just okay. So then we go to the WWE Universal Title strap match. Last 2 weeks ago or so. Well, we had a contract signing last week, so the week before that's when we were told it was going to be a strap match. Now, I'm used to the strap match being where you have to touch all 4 corners of the ring, and that's how you decide the winner. But this time it's no DQ, no count out. You're just tied together so no one can run away, even though no one's running away already. But it's pinfall or submission. This one as well, I liked it. It was easily the Fiend's best match. That's not saying a lot because the ones against Seth Rollins were boring. The other one against Finn Balor was a total squash match, so he hasn't had a whole lot of great matches yet. And that, so it's not saying a whole lot that the Daniel Bryan one was, that much better, but it was better. And I really thought for a moment there when Bryan gets the Fiend down on the mat in the yes lock using the strap as part of the submission hold. Really thought at first we were going to actually see the Fiend tap out, but in the end the Fiend puts the mandible claw on Bryan and just holds him down to the mat for the pinfall, and he gets the win and he retains the title. But you see the back of Daniel Bryan after the match, and they really laid into each other. If Fiend wasn't wearing a whole lot of clothing, he might show some marks on him, but Bryan had whipping marks all over his back. Okay, next matchup was the Raw Women's title match. Becky Lynch, champion, defending against the one woman she hasn't been able to beat, Asuka, and Kairi Sane is in Asuka's corner the entire match. This one as well, I had high hopes for her. I thought it was going to be good no matter what because I really enjoy both women, and Asuka, I think, is, ever since she's come to the main roster, has been highly underrated. It's a shame that they did not build her properly when she came from NXT and really carry over what she did in NXT over to the main roster and show it to the main audience, saying, look, this is all the stuff that she did and this is how great she is. Because Asuka was money in NXT, and then they just did not, again, know how to continue that on the main roster. I don't know why. So there were a lot of moments back and forth. Kairi, did a little bit of interfering at times or distractions, but not a whole lot. But in the end, Asuka is prepared to spit the green mist into Becky's face, but Becky does a roundhouse kick to the gut of Asuka, and it causes Asuka to spit the mist into the air. And as soon as she does that, Becky gets the disarmer on Asuka, and Asuka taps. I don't like Asuka tapping out. It makes no sense, but she taps out, and Becky retains the title. We then go backstage, and we have the Street Profits. They do another backstage hype promo, hyping up the Rumble. Then we go back out to the arena, and Booker T is announced as a guest commentator for the show. So we start off the Rumble match, and at first, just like the women's match, the women's match I wasn't able to tell you every single elimination in order because I'm sitting in the arena, I'm trying to watch the show, take some notes, but there's no way I was going to be able to give you every breakdown of who all eliminated who. But I've got pretty much everybody for the men's Rumble match because it was pretty simple to follow, and you'll see why. So our number 1 entry was Brock Lesnar, we all knew that. Number 2 was Elias. Elias comes out strumming his guitar, singing a song, and he tells the audience, hey, I've got a song I want to sing, and everyone clap along. The audience was so loud, I could not hear exactly what Elias said, but he said something in his song that set Brock off. I don't know if it was off script or what, but it looked believable. Brock is just a beast, anyways, and he's a believable just maniac coming at you. But he said something in the song that really triggered Lesnar because he just ran outside into the entrance ramp, brought Elias in, cracked the guitar over his back, and then threw him out and eliminated him. The next person coming out, number 3, was Rowan, and Rowan gets eliminated almost instantly. Next, we have Bobby Roode as number 4. He comes out, gets F5'd and eliminated. Number 6 comes out, John Morrison. John Morrison, who has been gone for how many years, made a very lackluster return on SmackDown a few weeks ago. Well, he comes out, and he gets belly-to-belly suplex over the top rope, and he's gone. Okay, that was... welcome back. Number 6 comes out. It's Kofi Kingston. He manages to last long enough to stay in there for the next person to come out. The next person to come out is Rey Mysterio at number 7, followed by Big E at number 8. So now you have 3-on-1. But Brock eliminates Rey Mysterio and Big E, and then he F5s Kofi out of the ring as well. So then we have number 9 coming out, Cesaro. He gets in the ring and is quickly clotheslined over the top rope and eliminated. Now, in between all these eliminations, since there's still a little bit of time in between the next person coming out, Either Lesnar would just, dance, do his back and forth stomping, or he would get the title from Heyman and just hold the belt up to, get some heat from the crowd. Number 10, we have Shelton Benjamin come out. He comes in, he comes down to the ramp to meet Heyman. Heyman and him shake hands because, of course, Shelton Benjamin and Brock Lesnar are real-life friends. They were actually college roommates, and they wrestled together in college. He shakes hands with Paul. He gets in the ring. Lesnar and Benjamin embrace, and they hug each other. And then they say, you know what? Let's wait for the next guy. And they both look at the entrance ramp like they're going to wait for the next guy and team up. But then Brock just eliminates Benjamin. Then number 11 comes out. It's the Intercontinental Champion, Shinsuke Nakamura, with Sami Zayn at ringside with him. Shinsuke comes in and gets tossed out. Number 12, we got a surprise entrant, MVP, Montel Vontavious Porter. Yes, I'm coming. Oh, that guy, okay, from SmackDown. Long ago, had a U.S. title run, feuded with Matt Hardy for a long time, etc. He also, he feuded with Chris Benoit for the U.S. title, too. He comes in, he has a little bit of an offense, and then he gets eliminated. By the way, up to this point, we are already getting, we want refund chants, CM Punk chants. People are not happy. They're pissed. They really were pissed off. Number 13 comes out, and it is bask in his glory, Keith Lee. He comes in to a huge ovation. I mean, this guy has got to be on cloud nine. Only been in the business for a short time. Really has come a long way in the last year on NXT, and now he's face-to-face with former multi-time UFC champ and world champ wrestler and etc., Brock Lesnar. And they had a good back and forth, a lot of physicality. They last a long time because here comes number 14, and it's Braun Strowman. As soon as Braun comes in, he drop-kicked Lee, but he went outside the ring under the ropes. Brock ends up getting multiple German suplex applied to both men. And at one point you think Braun and Keith Lee would be like, hey, let's double team Lesnar and then he's done and we don't have to worry about him. But no, Braun and Keith Lee start fighting each other. And this allows Lesnar to eliminate both of them at the same time as they're trying to eliminate each other. Yeah, unbelievable. Number 15 comes out. It's Ricochet. Number 16, Drew McIntyre to a huge pop. Ricochet, he kicks Brock in the balls from behind multiple times, and then Drew hits a Claymore on Lesnar, eliminating him from the Rumble. The roof was just blown off again because everyone thought Lesnar was not going to get kicked out of the Rumble at all. But yeah, Drew McIntyre gets the big elimination, and he eliminates the Beast. Number 17, we have The Miz. He gets Claymored and eliminated right away. Then we have, Drew eliminated Ricochet right after that as well. Then The Miz came out at number 17. Claymore gets eliminated. Number 18, AJ Styles comes out. Number 19, Dolph Ziggler comes out. Number 20, Carl Anderson to 0 reaction. And then, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, for the benefit of those of flash photography, at number 21, we have the returning Rated R Superstar Edge entered the Rumble match at number 21. The arena went deaf from excitement. This place blew everywhere. People were going insane. This was unbelievable. Edge comes out. He looks like $1 million. He looks like a grizzled veteran, though. He's got a full-on beard, goatee, gray. I mean, he looks seasoned, but looked in fantastic shape. Comes in, spears everybody. He looks like he hasn't lost a step since he left in 2010. Not at all. It's been 10 years since he had to retire unwillingly. He was forced to relinquish the world title after defending it at WrestleMania. But here he is 10 years later, and he's in amazing shape and a monumental, memorable moment. Edge eliminated AJ Styles, but AJ seemed like he was already hurt and was in the corner for a little bit, and it seemed like they were telling him, like, hey, we just got to get you out of the ring. And Edge just casually tosses him over the ropes. It was a very lackluster elimination for somebody like AJ Styles. So I'm thinking he is hurt. Something went wrong. Then we have at number 22, King Corbin. Number 23, we've got Matt Riddle, a huge pop, but he gets thrown out by Corbin pretty soon. Number 24 is Luke Gallows. Number 25 is Orton. Orton and Edge, they both eliminate Gallows and Anderson. Number 26 is Roman Reigns to a huge sea of boos. He comes in and he eliminates Dolph Ziggler. Number 27 is Kevin Owens. Number 28 is Aleister Black. Number 29 is Samoa Joe. And number 30 is Seth frickin' Rollins with AOP and Buddy Murphy. Now, Seth comes out with his posse, and they surround the ring, and they just begin taking out everybody. They're not eliminating anybody yet, but they're just taking out everyone that's still there. They're taking out, well, first Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe ran out to attack them. They get, beat up by the 4. They lose to the numbers, and then everyone starts getting attacked and hit and beat up. They get back in the ring, everyone that's in the Rumble at least, and you still have Murphy and AOP doing whatever they can to distract Roman or Drew McIntyre or whomever. Seth is able to eliminate Aleister Black pretty early. Kevin Owens then tried to toss out Seth, but AOP caught him. They put him back inside the ring, but then Rollins is able to eliminate Kevin Owens, followed by Samoa Joe as well. We're down to the final 5. We have Rollins in the middle of the ring, surrounded by Roman, Edge, Orton, and Drew McIntyre. They attack Seth in unison. Seth tries to get Roman to join with him, be like, hey man, remember? He puts his fist out like, come on, fist me, let's do this. And he gets a Superman punch from Roman, a Claymore from Drew, and then he gets eliminated. So we are down to Roman, Edge, Orton, Drew. That is our final 4. Orton and Edge team up on McIntyre and Roman. We then see Orton sneaking up behind Edge to tease like he's going to try to do an RKO, but Edge looks at him and Orton just shrugs it off like, hey man, I'm just messing around. Edge then says, no, we take out Roman, let's do this. And Orton's like, okay. And as Orton goes to walk forward, Edge pushes Orton and tosses him out of the ring. Loved it. I was so happy. Cannot tell you how happy I was that he was out of there. So now we're down to Edge, McIntyre, and Roman. We then have Roman and Edge on the outside of the ring on the apron. Here comes Drew. And at first you think, okay, he's going to hit somebody. Please let it be Roman. Please let him get out of here. But no. He ends up eliminating Edge. And we have Drew and Roman as your final 2. I am scared, stiff, nervous, everything. I am going nuts. People all around me are going nuts. There's a few little kids that were sitting nearby that wanted Roman to win, but all the hardcore fans were sitting near me going, please, God, let Roman get eliminated. They really teased us, too, because you had Drew McIntyre was almost eliminated at one point, but then Roman gets away from him. Roman runs to the ropes for a spear, but he runs into a Claymore, and then McIntyre tosses him over the ropes. McIntyre is your winner of the 2020 Men's Royal Rumble. He's going to WrestleMania. We know it's going to be Brock versus Drew based on what happened earlier in the Rumble match with Drew being the one that eliminated Brock. So we know it's going to be Drew McIntyre against Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania for the title, and McIntyre better damn well go over. Unfortunately, this means it's still open to who's going to challenge The Fiend. I'm just saying, of course, that it's the possibility that he challenges The Fiend, but they're on opposite shows. So, who's going to challenge The Fiend? I mean, everyone's expecting it to be Roman, but it just makes no sense to keep doing this stuff. They need to just move away from Roman. Put him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, okay? Something, just anything else besides this. So there you have it. That is the entire 2020 Royal Rumble show. I had a great time. I do recommend you go to a live event show if you have the opportunities to do that. I was lucky. My wife got me a ticket for the Royal Rumble for my birthday. So I got to have an amazing birthday gift tonight. And yeah, it was amazing, fun, and the Royal Rumble is just so much fun. I love the Rumble matches. And I'm so happy I finally got to go to another Rumble. And I had a better time this time. Much better time. We had better outcomes, better matches. Everything was better. So very happy that I got to go. Well, thank you guys for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the recap and results and spoilers. I hope you leave me some comments if you saw the show, or maybe you were live at the show as well. Share with me your comments, what you thought of everything, and where do we go from here? What do you want to see happen? Share with me. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this up so I can start driving home now. I've been sitting out in the parking lot the entire time, but now I'm going to try to wedge my way into the sea of traffic ahead of me, and hopefully get home in a little bit of time, because tomorrow is Monday and it's a regular day for stay-at-home dad. I'll be getting up early and taking care of little PCJ all the day long. So thank you so much again for listening. I'll talk to y'all later. This is PCJ, the Pop Culture Junkie, signing out.